How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye. Hope everybody's summer's off to a great start.
A hot start.
Yeah, it's actually, now it actually feels like summer, when it's not cloudy. Like, at least for us in LA, the weather is just all up and down. Maybe all of our 50 members are in LA. I don't know, but we appreciate you all, so don't take that offensively. But
don't go anywhere.
No, don't go anywhere.
You stay here.
Bring more people in, if anything. It's like that. Have you ever seen that fight for your right to party music video, the Beastie Boys song? Bernie, have you ever seen that video?
Nah, I have not seen the video. I know the song.
We need to be like those nerds that just want to have a nice party, and we need our ranters to be like the Beastie Boys, just coming in, wreaking havoc, bringing more friends, all that stuff, and just wreaking havoc. We need to have a house party. We're gonna be like what was that movie? X? Was a House Party X?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Project X.
X. That's it. Yeah. It was okay. I remember that was a trend that year of like those couple years of found footage, but like party movies, where shit just goes around. The Hangover started that trend just because it worked so well. So people were like, what if we do house party movies or party movies? It's like, cool, but you can't, if you're not gonna be like Hangover status, don't even try. We're off topic though. We are gonna review our non-spoiler review, keep in mind, of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the latest and potentially last one of the Indiana Jones franchise, directed by James Mangold, who's another GOAT. He directed Logan, the 310 to Yuma remake. He's been around. He's made some great stuff.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Latest one, right?
Yes, that was one of my favorite movies. It still is, but
that was great. Yeah.
It stars Harrison Ford, Boyd Holbrook, Mads Mikkelsen, and who's the lady from Fleabag?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's it. I know the name. I forgot the face and stuff. Other than that, I can't really think of any other major actors. There's that one British guy who's in like all kinds of stuff. He was in Captain America, The Hunger Games.
Toby Jones.
Toby Jones, thank you. He's great. He's also a good character actor / real actor. I love him. But
and we also have Antonio Banderas and John Rhys-Davies. John Rhys-Davies, yes, as Sala.
As Sala, yeah. God love him. Yeah, he, everybody's getting old, but that's life. That's a part of it. Before we get started, everyone, don't forget, like I said, this is a non-spoiler review, so we would appreciate very much if you all press the subscribe button, give us a like, and of course, just ring the bell to stay up to date with everything. We love you guys. So just quick summary of the movie. Essentially, Indiana Jones is brought out of retirement for the archaeology game because his goddaughter Helena needs his help finding this thing called the Dial of Destiny, or the Antikythera, which is essentially just, a very important artifact that could potentially mess with time, and they're on a race against it with some familiar villains. I will just put it at that, essentially. Basically, the Nazis. Yeah, let's just, that's the same thing. And if for any of those who are curious, yes, Indiana Jones 4 is part of these movies. This is not necessarily a reboot or retcon, in my opinion. So
it's just a sequel, basically.
Yeah, it's just another sequel in that franchise. And before I start getting into it, Bern, what did you think of this movie? Maybe you'll softball it more than I will. I don't know, probably not, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, look, I mean, coming into this, I can't say I was really that excited for it. Honestly, this is a fifth movie, years after the last one, even though, everyone can agree that the first three, the regular original trilogy was fine as it was. No one asked for Crystal Skull, but we got that movie, and a lot of people didn't really enjoy it. It's like, I don't think it's that great, but I don't hate it either. But even for people like me who did find some enjoyment in that movie, I don't think anyone was like, we need another one. Give us another, and we need a fifth Indiana Jones movie. So, when I heard it, when it was first announced that they were going to make a fifth one, it's like, oof, I don't know. I mean, Harrison Ford, as fantastic as he is, he is getting old and he's getting up there. So it's going to be hard to believe, seeing Indiana Jones going on another adventure. But, once they announced, James Mangold's going to be directing, and then they announced the different cast members that were coming in, I thought, okay, maybe they can pull this one off, because I think, we can all agree Logan was a really good send-off for Hugh Jackman and that character, and, James Mangold was in charge of that. So maybe he could do the same thing for Indiana Jones. Not everyone loved how Crystal Skull ended. Maybe they can finally give us a really good finale with this character in this movie. And unfortunately, I don't think it really worked for me. And that really sucks to say. I mean, like I said, you have all these really good, actors coming in. You have, James Mangold at the helm. I thought, this could be pretty great, but turns out it's just diminishing returns, just like the last one was. And as much as the actors give, they give pretty good performances overall. I think the story here is one that I don't think by the end of it felt really worth telling, to be honest, and that kind of sucks. It feels like in this movie, Indiana Jones is kind of just along for the ride. In terms of like the adventure and the intrigue that's going on here. So it's like it feels like, why are we doing this? Like that was my thought as I was watching the movie. Like why is this movie like justifying his existence? And more often than not, it didn't feel like it was. And that sucks to say, because there are certainly good moments in this movie. I think the first like opening 20 minutes of this movie is pretty fantastic, and it was off to a really good start. So I thought, okay, like this is how we're starting. The rest of the movie's got to be this good. And it just, as the movie went on, it didn't feel like it quite reached those highs for me. Although I will say there were some certainly good character moments sprinkled throughout the movie. But by the time we got to the end of it, I was just like, this didn't really need to be made, unfortunately, and that sucks to say, because I do really enjoy the first three Indiana Jones movies, and again to an extent Crystal Skull. So to see the character kind of go out in this way, if this is potentially the last one, it's like, man, it feels like they shouldn't have gone back to this well, I think.
No, I do agree with you. Yes, it did have a strong start, and there were some couple entertaining moments within this film. I think this is definitely one of the strongest ones in regards to de-aging an actor really convincingly, especially for the beginning scene. I think it's one of the better ones that actually, like, I was like, damn, that is pretty impressive. Like, I think you guys have finally nailed it down.
For me, certainly in moments it did work, but there were other times where I was just like, oh, like it stuck out to me personally. I mean, maybe like for people like you, they'll see this and think it's pretty awesome. Like, I will agree though, in terms of like what we've gotten before. Yeah, this is one of the better ones.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. There were definitely a couple moments I was like, ooh, yeah, that's pretty obvious, but it could have been a lot worse. Like, with a movie because we've seen recently, especially this year, big budget movies that the CGI has been garbage for good portions of it, and it's unfortunate. Hate to say it, The Flash and Little Mermaid were a part of that. They're in that category.
Yeah.
Even by whether by a choice, whatever, it's still not up to par. And then talk about diminishing returns. The Flash is really diminishing returns for Warner Brothers, but that's a conversation for another day. Overall, I thought the beginning, it was very along the lines of Indiana Jones, with the classic adventure story, the action, the stakes. But overall, it just felt like it's just almost too dark for an Indiana Jones movie, because there wasn't really a whole lot of fun. You kind of lost that sense of adventure for the most part. And yeah, it wasn't written very well. Not to say I didn't enjoy, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Actually, you know what? Strike that. I didn't enjoy her character at all. I'm not going to go into specifics why to avoid spoilers, but she did good. I do like her as an actor. Harrison Ford is still awesome. I kind of hate to say it. He's still got it in this movie. He is still Indiana Jones.
I do think so, yeah.
But the way his character was written, not a fan of it. Boyd Holbrook was just kind of there for majority of the movie. I think, again, not spoiling it, I didn't think he had to be in it, as much as I love him, but that's up to opinion. And Mads Mikkelsen was just, he was okay. He was just kind of a...
He does his thing, if you've seen him in a villain role before, you kind of get the same thing here, and that's kind of unfortunate. You kind of want him to stick out a little bit more in this one, and unfortunately, they just give him they say Mads Mikkelsen be a bad guy, and he does. Yeah, he's great, but he's like the same that we've seen in villain roles in other movies.
Yeah, or I mean, if anything, he's kind of a little bit below standard. Like, I haven't finished Death Stranding, but I know he's a villain in that one. But like Le Chiffre from Casino Royale, he kind of wasn't up to that standard because he was a good villain in that one for the most part. But
True.
overall, it was just okay, and my rating for this one, Burn, is going to be 2 out of 5. Definitely recommend this for a $5 Tuesday if you want to see on the big screen for the action, or just hate to say it, you may not have to watch it unless you absolutely want to. Like, if you're a completionist when it comes to movies like myself, on like video games and other stuff, which I lag on, this is probably one you may want to see. But overall, for just general movie viewing, there are better movies out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree, man. $5 Tuesday is probably the only way I would recommend this movie, and you know, I couldn't honestly recommend this like in the big formats, you know, IMAX, Dolby, anything like that. Like, I feel like unless you're like a really really hardcore diehard fan of Indiana Jones, maybe that would work for you. But for everyone else, I think like $5 Tuesday, or just wait till it comes out, because you know, like I said, by the end of it, I was just like, man, like it was so disappointing. But I mean, that being said, you know, there are some good action sequences here, even though if they are a little bit long-winded. Again, the first like 20 minutes of this movie is really fantastic. Maybe that's even just worth the ticket price alone. But yeah, like everything else, when it comes to it, like you said, it feels like it lacks that sort of fun and sense of adventure that we got in the other three movies, and even in Crystal Skull. Like that, those elements were present in that movie, and it's just not here, and that sucks to say. And I was really hoping for more when it came to this movie, and honestly, it really like the first true disappointing movie of the year for me, at least. I mean, not that there hasn't been bad movies already this year, which there certainly has, but you know, with Indiana Jones and with the people behind it.
I was gonna say 65 was my fucking disappointing movie of the year. Given the writing was on the wall, I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but the movie just sucked. Keep going though, Burn. Finish your thoughts and reading.
This is the 65 for me, I guess, you know. But you know, again, not that I was like really looking forward to it, but I was hoping to be surprised by this movie, and I wasn't, and that's unfortunate. And I feel like the character of Indiana Jones does deserve better than what we got in this movie, and even in the last one too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is also a 2 out of 5 for me, for you know, the good acting that we get from them, the good action sequences, and certain like character moments that I can't talk about in a non-spoiler sense. But yeah, I would say just watch the first three, guys.
I still say Crystal Skull. I actually rewatched it today, and honestly, as much as I can stand Shia LaBeouf and some of the super cheesy moments of that movie, it was actually still super fun. And again,
yeah, I might even recommend that more than this one, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely recommend the last one more so. I think that one probably should have stayed as leave it for Indiana Jones. But other than that, everyone, for those who did catch it this weekend for the 4th of July weekend, what did you all think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you kind of along the lines of us, where we enjoyed parts of it but didn't? We'd love to know, and get leave your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear that from you. But we got some great movies coming up, like Joyride. I'm really excited to see that one next week. And July, what else is coming out in July, Burn? Anything off the top?
I mean, of your head? we've got Mission Impossible, we've got Oppenheimer, we got Barbie. This month is stacked, my dude. Really good time to go to the movies this month.
And honestly, I would say also go see No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence. I know we haven't done a review on that.
Yeah.
But that was actually, I would recommend that more than this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So if that puts in anything, let us know. But until next time, everyone, stay bodacious and keep on ranting for the both of us.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe, and as always, we'll catch y'all on the next one.